Hello. So let's talk today about what is testing from the perspective of a developer. Let's drink a good coffee and let's talk about this. I wrote few notes to help us with this. First, a high level view. In any project, there is an area, let's call it, or a team or a series of processes called quality management. And this has two main activities. One is quality assurance, and this means only measuring quality via some kind of processes or tools or activities. And this measuring can happen either during the production phase, or looking at the end result. And the other area is quality control. That is making sure we have processes in place that will guide, verify, and change the organization or the in-place processes to assure a certain level of quality built-in. So we want to measure and we want to actually do actions that are assuring us that the quality is the one that we want. From this perspective, testing, it's an outcome of a decision of quality control. So we say we want to have quality built in while producing the software. And in itself, it's a part of quality assurance. Testing, testing is a way to measure the quality of the code, the quality of the product, and so on. So, and even if you don't think about this while you're doing side projects, quality management is in this case informal, and it's mostly you. You are deciding what quality is, and even deciding not to have any process about quality. That is still a quality control decision. Now, I'll not go too deep into what quality management is, but I want to focus more about testing. So I think it's kind of interesting to explore this idea about what is testing. There are multiple definitions of testing, and let me share some of them with you, and then I will discuss a bit about them. So one that I found by Myers in 2011, it's software testing is a process or a series of processes designed to make sure computer code does what is designed to do, and conversely, that it does not anything unintended. Software should be predictable and consistent, presenting no surprises to users. I kind of like a lot this definition because it focuses on some keywords that are also simply to understand: predictable, consistent, and present no surprises to users. So as a key point as developers from this, what I will take is that I should assess if the execution of my code is predictable and consistent. And also, I should make sure that my code will only return expected outcomes or outputs or results, if you want, and there are no surprises. Another definition that I found, it's about this the following from 2019. Testing is both a constructive activity in that it is verifying the correctness of functionality, and it might be a destructive activity in that the objective is to find defects in the implemented software. Testing verifies that the requirements are correctly implemented, and it yields the presence or absence of defects. While this focuses on and extracted from here two key points. One, as a developer, I should verify that the requirements are implemented, and I think we are spending most of our time in this part. And another key point is, as a developer, I should check that there are no hidden bugs or cases improperly handled by my code. And I'm doing so by testing invalid or out of boundary inputs or logic or state. So I should go more than just looking at the requirements and think about what could happen wrong and how can I test that. And I also like a bit this destructive activity part because it's a good point of view to keep in mind while writing tests, that sometimes we also should think about what could go wrong. What could the end user input here that will make the state, the logic, or the output go very wild and and create a bug. Another definition, a more simpler one, it says at its core, testing is the process of comparing what is with what ought to be. And the key point here is, as a developer, I want to verify that what was requested is what I implemented, and I should not focus on verifying that what is implemented was requested. So my test should, in the case of verifying requirements, take inspiration, or what in testing is called test oracle, should have as a source for testing or test basis the requirements, if I'm focusing on verifying requirements. So let's try to combine this in a definition, let's say, about why do we test. Based on the definition above, here is what I will say. We test because we want to, first, verify that requirements are implemented correctly. What was requested is what it was implemented. Two, check that the software behaves predictable and consistent over time. So if we give the same input and let's say initial state or the same state initially, it should give the same result every single time. And 3, specify the current behavior to improve maintainability. So this is mostly sync test as documentation for the behavior of the code. And of course, in this side, we should also document negative scenarios, document how our code behaves when there are invalid inputs, where there are out of boundary inputs, where something is forcing a state into our system. So yeah, here it is, my current definition of why I think as a developer we should test and how we should see testing from the perspective of a developer. And I will publish this, and I have few resources from where I extracted the methods. Thank you very much. This was my talk about why should we test or what is testing from the perspective of a developer. Bye.